Well, I hope everyone's having a good Monday. Today is Memorial Day. Again, a lot of events going on across the Tennessee Valley to honor those who have fallen. So we can take time out of your day just to remember those. And thank you, all of our local veterans, for your service. But yesterday, again, we had some strong storms rolling through. A couple tornado warnings across northwest Georgia, parts of southeast Tennessee and northeast Alabama. No confirmed reports of any tornado touchdowns. There could be a few surveys later today. I'll have to check in with the National Weather Service. But these little white dots that you're seeing, those are wind damage reports across parts of Chattooga County, Gordon, Whitfield, up through Walker, Catoosa, even Hamilton, Dade, Marion, and Jackson County had some wind damage. And you can kind of see that from a broad angle that a lot of this happened kind of in our area back towards the west into Mississippi. Now, fortunately today, there's not going to be as much severe weather across the southeast, but we can't rule out a few strong to severe storms nonetheless. Here's a look at your radar. So right now, just a complex of storms across southeast Texas. That's where the severe weather is. A lot of rain along this frontal boundary. Relatively dry here locally. We do have some showers to our south, but this frontal boundary is going to be hanging out again to our south. That's going to kick in a lot of cloud cover, so we're not going to see a ton of sunshine. And later today, the radar is going to look a little bit differently, especially heading into the evening. But we are going to get a fairly prolonged period of dry weather here through the morning into the early afternoon. Temperatures generally in the 60s, so pretty typical May start. Mid to upper 70s, maybe low 80s for highs. Again, if the clouds stay pretty thick and we get no sunshine peeking through, we'll be in the 70s. A little bit of sunshine peeks through this afternoon. Low 80s could be in the cards. So let's take a look at your Futurecast. Again, through much of the day, most of the activity is going to be to our south and west. I think we'll probably have a higher coverage of storm activity during the late afternoon and early evening than what this model is indicating. Nothing widespread, but I think there's going to be a few more green splotches here if you look at the radar later today. But we are going to track potentially another complex of storms coming through after the sun goes down. So 9 p.m. until about midnight. Maybe some strong storms along the leading edge of this. Again, it's going to move pretty quickly to the east and should lose steam as it moves to the east. So I'm not expecting widespread severe weather. If anyone does have severe storms, it will favor areas south of the Tennessee state line. So I'm talking northeast Georgia, or northwest Georgia, and northeast Alabama. And then as we continue through the overnight hours into Tuesday morning, just some non-severe showers rolling through. And then going into your Tuesday, it looks like we could have a few more waves of rain and storms moving across the Tennessee Valley. And that'll continue all the way through Wednesday morning. So it's going to stay pretty active here over the next 2 days, especially beginning late this evening into much of the day of Tuesday. And it's going to come in waves. Again, we're still going to have periods of dry weather, but you definitely want to have that local 3 weather app downloaded. Here's a look at your severe outlook today. So the dark green shades include Lafayette, Tryon, Summerville, Calhoun, Stevenson, Henniger, Scottsboro, really areas south and west of Chattanooga. And as we take a broad look, the highest risk for severe storms is going to be across southeast Texas and parts of Louisiana. That green shade, the light green, is non-severe storms, so still could have some thunder and lightning. But overall, the severe threat not going to be all that high today, but we can't rule out a few isolated severe storms. And then Tuesday, that threat's going to drop even further south, with the highest risk being across Louisiana and Mississippi. But Fort Payne, parts of Chattooga County still could have a strong storm or two. But the next 2 days, the severe threat not going to be overwhelmingly high, but still can't rule out some gusty winds and small hail. Fortunately, no tornado threat. As we take a look at your next 7 days, rain chances high tonight through tomorrow, and then Wednesday through the end of the week slowly start to come down. By this weekend, we should be dry. So we're actually favoring drier conditions on the horizon. That's something to look forward to. But before all that, we could pick up another 1 to maybe 2, maybe 3 inches of rain here across the Tennessee Valley. So more rain on the way. And check this out. We've already had now, again, this is at the Chattanooga airport, 10.42 inches of rain this month. Now, keep in mind, our record rainiest May, officially at the Chattanooga recording station, May of 1929, that's when we picked up 12 inches on the dot. So we're only 1.58 inches away, so just over 1.5 inches from at least tying the record. We're running about a 7-inch surplus on the year. And if you recall back in, what was it, March, we had all the wildfire threats and the wildfires breaking out. Now we're talking a large surplus of rainfall for the month and even for the year now, almost 6 inches. So we've had our fair share of rain. could be a record rainy month for the month of May here. So we'll keep a close eye on that because, again, we've had a lot of rain. It looks like we're going to get another inch or two. If we get two, we'll break the record. But then, looking over the next 6 to 10 days, which will take us into the weekend and the first couple days of June, we're trending drier. So it looks like the active weather is going to propagate further to the west across the Rockies and closer to the Gulf Coast, while drier air is going to situate itself across the Tennessee Valley and most of the southeast, which, again, with the drier conditions coming into play, that will also lower our severe threat. And keep in mind, our spring severe weather season starts to really taper off heading into June as we get more into that summertime pattern where we just have those daily storm chances. So, again, moving ahead, rainfall amounts go down, rain chances go down, temperatures staying pretty steady, upper 70s, mid 70s, maybe a few days in the 80s, but still all in all below normal. Our average towards the end of May, mid 80s, so anything below that mark is technically below normal, and it looks like that could persist at least through the first couple of days of June. But then looking a little further into the future, it does look like at some point, likely the week after next, we'll start to warm into the mid to upper 80s. But in the meantime, it's going to be a soggy start to the day, or soggy start to the week. And then closing out the rest of the week into the weekend, we'll start to dry out. And the last weekend of May is looking great. So again, if you have plans the next 2 days, we're going to be dodging quite a bit of raindrops, or quite a few raindrops, I should say. And then again, by the end of the week, we start to dry out. So I'll have more updates coming throughout the week. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and, of course, subscribe here to this YouTube channel. And I hope you have a great day.